I lost the Tengen. This does pose as a problem, but is a problem that I am trying to fix by finding it or buying a new one. And there is a temporary fix, because even though I lost the Tengen, I did not lose some of these spare parts like these springs or even this core. And this core is a lot different than the one in here. I've looked at it. So we're going to see how much of this we can change out and how close to the Tengen we can make this look. But before we do anything, we're going to have to check with a quick cleaning. So let's just pop this thing open. Hold on, I'm trying a new camera angle today and it's in my face, so hold on. There we go. So I'm gonna go clean these pieces real quick and I'll be right back. So I've gotten these pieces clean, including the pieces on the core. So what we're gonna do now is actually take apart the core and we'll switch it out for the Tengen one. And I just wanna point out the size difference after I get it done. So let's take all these center caps off, and that's a little too bright, so. All right, so I've got it separated. We've gotten our 6 screws, our center caps, our centers, and the cores. So we're gonna clear all this stuff off except the cores, and we're gonna compare differences between the cores. First thing I see in the cores is obviously the color, but that doesn't really matter in a cube. Their size. The gray is significantly smaller than the blue, and these webs don't come out as much as they do on the blue. So I don't really know how that's gonna affect the solving, but we're gonna go ahead and put this cube back around this. Okay, so I should probably mention that we're taking these springs from the Meilong and we're going to swap them for the Tengen springs. I'm just going to do a little bit of an elasticity check right here. So we have the Meilong spring here. It goes down with a bit of force, but coming up, it doesn't spring back very much. It just kind of lets itself come back. And then right here with this Tengen spring, we're going to have, yeah, it takes quite a bit more force to get it down. And it seems to have more spring to it coming up. So this might change the elasticity of the cube significantly, but we're going to see once we put it in. Alright, so right here's the core. We have it with Tengen springs, the Tengen core itself. We have the Meilong screws and the Meilong caps. So it seems to have actually really fast turning. I mean, we have that versus earlier, and then whenever I pull these two outside out, it kind of applies like a brake. That's interesting. Alright, so I'm going to put the pieces around here and we're going to see how good it works. Put them on, it would actually make the whole core just come apart. But these new springs, I've been durability testing them and they're working. These are just the springs from the Meilong. And actually, 2 of these sides, this side and its opposite, aren't going to have springs in them because I lost those 2. If I find them, I'm putting them in, obviously. But I'm just going to see what those 2 sides would be like without springs. And I'm just going to go put all the pieces on. It's done. It's finally done. I've put all the pieces on the core after it took me hours to do all of this work. I can't wait to test it out. Alright, so here's the next model of core I've tried. I've chilled out a little bit with it. I've restored everything back to the Meilong except the springs. I actually put the Tengen springs back in it, and this is actually willing to stay together. I mean, this thing has not exploded at all while I was putting the core together, unlike the other 2. So I'm gonna go slap the pieces on here real quick, and we're gonna see how good it performs. Okay, here's the cube. It's been able to be assembled without exploding. I can pick it up without it falling apart. It turns. Wow. Okay, so I'm hoping these tighter springs will help the stability of it, but it's really off tension, so I'm gonna work on tensioning it, and I'll be back after I tension it. All right. I've gotten it tensioned. I've slapped a little Speed Cube Shop sticker on it. All I need to do now is lube it up. So I'm gonna put just a couple drops of this. It's already a pretty fast cube, so it doesn't need too much. And this is actually for controllability, because it is a little less controllable whenever I put those new springs in. 1, 2. Put a drop right there. That didn't really get in, so I'll put another drop right there. Alright, I've lubed it up, broken it in just a little bit. We're going to finish up breaking it in by a little solve. It's really a lot greasy. A lot of that lube was somehow got on the outside, but it turns a lot different. It actually feels like a new out-of-package cube. So I'm just going to inspect it real quick. Okay. Alright, that was 38 seconds. So it's around my average time frame. Once I get that lube a little bit more in there, I bet it'll start leveling out a little bit. Let me try corner cutting it real quick. Oh. Yeah, so it's doing even better on the corner cutting now that I'm putting lube in. Not even 2 minutes after recording that last clip I PB'd. Look at that. That's my first sub 20 solve on camera. Or it's not on camera, but like recorded with the stack mat.